Hypervelocity stars, the fastest known stars in the universe as of right now that we have on record. One star was said to have been discovered that was measured up to 2 million miles an hour. So if you were to take 2 million divided by 3,600, you might get roughly, it's got to be at least 500 miles a second it travels. There are stars out there that are moving so fast. They're what is known as rogue stars, like ROUGH, where they basically get flung out of their orbit and they're going so fast. Like, think of it like a game of shot put, like where someone they spin around and they throw the ball, and there's like like you go like it's like an orbit, and then once that star gets flung out of its orbit, it goes in that direction straight. Or if there's an arch, I don't know if you want to say that, but there have been stars, planets that have been flown out of their orbit because of reverse gravity forces. Jupiter's been said to have done that to a few planets in the past. For example, supermassive black holes have somehow pushed. They had this reverse effect on an angle. It pushed some stars out of their orbit. It's interesting, nobody really knows how gravity works, but that's a whole nother topic. But anyways, so these stars, they say that there's another galaxy that orbits the Milky Way or somewhere around there, and it's within the region where the Milky Way is, and it travels at 250 miles an hour or per second. So it ends up being this, you can see, some of these stars, they go flying out of their galaxy and miss all these other stars, and they're gone. They're not even in the galaxy anymore. They escape the speed the galaxy's moving, and then they just go flying into another territory, somewhere in a direction in the far reaches of space. And it carries its planets with it, and nobody knows where it goes. To uncharted lands. But it's worth noting, though, that hypervelocity stars are some of the most impressive things that any scientists have ever discovered. There's no doubt in my mind that with the discovery of rogue stars and rogue planets, they could easily be mistaken for planets that just burn out. Stars, you see a shooting star, for example, you might look up at the sky, and if you saw one just go flying out of nowhere and it disappeared, well, you might think something just burned up in the atmosphere or somewhere far away. And the light that's being perceived by that planet may very well just be gone, But that's still nothing compared to the speed of light. Light itself travels at roughly 146,000 miles per second. And that's roughly 300,000 kilometers, in other words, per second. So you want to talk about stars moving and then the speed of light affecting where the sunlight goes. That's actually very interesting. There is reasons to believe that if the speed of light is fast and these hyper velocity stars are fast too, what else in space is moving very fast that we don't see? Because that, compared to some of the stuff we know of, it's amazing how something like this could even exist in a reality like this. It really is strange. Life is stranger than fiction.